Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will cover Amazon Simple Storage Service, that is Amazon S3 and Amazon Glacier. So let's move to the first topic, that is Introduction to Amazon S3. So this chapter is intended to provide you the basic understanding of core object storage service available on AWS, that is Amazon S3 and Amazon Glacier. So basically Amazon S3 provides developer and IT teams with secure, durable and highly scalable cloud storage. Amazon S3 is easy to use object storage with a simple web service interface that you can use to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere on the web. So basically Amazon S3 is a service of Amazon which is used to store the objects in a bucket. So you can store any number of objects in a bucket and you can retrieve from anywhere on the web. So Amazon S3 allows you to pay only for the storage you actually use, which eliminates the capacity planning and capacity constraints associated with traditional storage. So basically the number of objects you stored on S3, so you have to pay the bill for the number of objects you stored. Amazon S3 is one of the first services introduced by AWS and it serves as one of the foundational web services near any application running in AWS using Amazon S3, either directly or indirectly. So Amazon S3 can be used alone or in conjunction with other AWS services, and it offers a very high level of integration with many other cloud services. So basically Amazon S3 can use with conjunction with other AWS services, for example DynamoDB, which is the database of AWS, EC2, that is nothing but Elastic Compute Cloud, which is the server of AWS. So like that Amazon S3 can use alone and with conjunction with other AWS services. So what are the common use case of the Amazon S3 storage? So first is backup and archive for on-premise or cloud data. So you can backup and archive your on-premise or cloud data in Amazon S3. Second is content, media and software storage and distribution. So because basically Amazon S3 will use for media purposes, storing of songs, videos and retrieving them on web service on internet. So third is big data analytics. So basically this shows that you can store any amount of data in S3. So basically you can store data and which will be used for big data technology. Fourth is static website hosting. So static website hosting is nothing but you can host the website in the Amazon S3 and which we can use using the link. Fifth is cloud native mobile and internet application hosting. And last is disaster recovery. To support these use cases and many more, Amazon S3 offers a range of storage classes designed for various generic use cases. So what is meant by storage classes? So I will explain this later. For example, infrequent access, archive, general purpose. So to help manage data through its life cycle, Amazon S3 offers configurable lifecycle policies. By using these lifecycle policies, you can have your data automatically migrate to the most appropriate storage class without modifying your application code. In order to control who has access to your data, Amazon S3 provides a rich set of permission, access, control and encryption options. So what is lifecycle means? Suppose you have some 10 objects in your S3 bucket and only 5 objects you are using, so that lifecycle policy will decide that these 5 objects can move to infrequent access. So you have to pay less amount for that objects. So this lifecycle policy will decide. So you have to set the lifecycle policy for that. So I will explain the lifecycle policy much better in detail in the demo of the Amazon S3. And Amazon S3 has a rich set of permissions. Suppose you have 10 users, and suppose you want to give permission of accessing the bucket for only 5 users. So you can set the permission accordingly, and you can restrict the permission of get or put object, delete the object. So you can give all the permissions. It depends on your needs and criteria.